but this changes. It's a pretty neat mod, if I do say so myself. It's pretty neat. Okay, so from last stream, I played 2 or 3 days. Don't be mad at me. I got some new outfits. I got a new hat. I did some more decorating with the farm. I enclosed our barn area. And I did complete a few more bundles in the community center. I promise you didn't miss anything spectacular. We still have not finished the community center. That's pretty much it. All right? That's pretty much it. So excited to see Subby be a stalker. Are you? No, we still don't know when the update's coming to console. We do not have any ideas. Okay, so I posted on here the last time under our to-do list. Sprinklers for fall. We need to make some more sprinklers. I think maybe I already did. We still have to get to the bottom of the mines. We're doing the Terraria sword and Stalker Sebastian. So I just want to see on here right now. What is Sebastian for hearts? We're at 2.5, so he should be assaulting us soon. I mean, stalking us soon. Oh, thanks for this, Demetrius. I can give this to Abigail as a snack. Okay, what else did I do? Oh, I made a gem maker, and from one of my bundles I completed, I got the lightning rod, which is really exciting. So let me show you what I did. So I made the path come down over here this way, and now my cows are all in this area. Isn't that great? And Robin is currently working on... crap. I think she must be updating the barn. I'm sorry. Did you... is this... So, I didn't completely enclose the enclosure. I'm gonna need everybody to just be quiet right now. Do you think that maybe you could get back inside? Because if not, we're gonna have problems. You know, I'm gonna have to wait till later. Jesus Christ. These cows are gonna be the death of me. Oh, do you like the hat? Do you like my fit? Do you like the hat and the fit? And the hair? And the hat? And the fit? Do you like it? You like it? I love it. Hey, thanks. Hey, thanks, besties. Okay. Araya's doing good. Mod command and I modded my game. It's an amazing experience. Isn't it great? It's so much fun. And if anybody wants the links to my mods, here it is. If you're like, Violet, what mods do you use when you're playing with Shella? I use all of Shella's mods, which you can get here. Shella updates those ones herself, though, okay? But they are there. Do I really only have 2 milks left? No, I have 3. Okay. That's better than nothing. I made some more cheese makers just because I thought I could. Link to the mods, you can just DM us. Oh my god. Star, you absolute legend. Shut up. Oh, also, I got... what did I get? Oh, that's right. Wait, I got animals. And I forgot what I got. Oh, I got ducks. I got 2 ducks. And we need to name them. Will you help me name the ducks? I need pun names. Flop your names in the chat. And my favorite ones will get picked. You named a cow after Zayden? Yeah, because chat wanted me to. Was I not supposed to do that? Here, let me go through all of my romantasy named pets. We've got Lucian the cat. We've got Reese the chicken. We've got Romantusy the chicken. We've got Oriah the cow. We've got Zayden the cow. So if we want to stay with the romantasy names, we can do that, or we can do pun names. One of these days, I'm going to name something Tamlin, and y'all are going to freak out about it, okay? I don't know what you're talking about, Star. The direct party line? Zayn? Is that that's like dark romance. Is that romantasy? Fine, we'll go off the script. We'll do one Zaid, and we'll do one... I do like that one. Quacky-chan. We'll do one Quacky-chan. Do this one Zaid. Zaid Meadows. And then, where's the other one? Oh, God, they're too small. They're hiding. I don't know where the other one is. All right, that's Zaid. Where's the other one? The other duck is hiding. Where'd you go? You inside? Why can't I move? Oh, God, there's a freaking egg in my way. Oh, he's over here. I saw him. Okay, and then this one, we want to do, what did I say? Quacky-chan? Quacky-chan. All right, perfect. Daffy and Darkwing are good, too. Can you please stop using the path? You're a cow. Get off the road, man. Romantasy. You're trying to get Reese to your romantasy. Daffy. Armin. Donald and Daisy. Oh, that would have been cute, too. What did you do today? Watch Violet search for a duck. I love my job. It's a great time to be here. Why do I have a regular tomato in here? Get out of my way. Goodness gracious. Quackenstein! Howard? Howard the duck? Oh, I do need to hold on to the hops. Well, I'll just keep the gold hops. Get. How the hell did she get so far over here? So sick of her. Oh, I don't really know where I should put the battery either. Oh my God. This cow is testing me. She's taking a tour. She doesn't need to. I didn't put my bucket back either. Could have a pig called Hamlin. Okay, I think I've been convinced. Hamlin. Done. Why do I have 2 buckets? Quack Black like Jack Black. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. Stop it right now. Let her cook. Where did she go? She's completely gone. No! Now she's trying to go through my chest! I watered her to maybe make it so that she, I don't know, gets the hell away. Unbelievable. So how many days do I have left? If 4 days left, am I able to grow anything else right now? Y'all think, or I should just leave it? Mussy? And let me double check to see if I do have sprinklers in here. So I did make some. I'm going to have to redo that whole area for fall. All right, that's fine. That's good. Okay. I am going to go see Sebastian. Just to see if maybe this mod is working. And I went to the community center instead. Oh my God. The best option, you think? Yeah. You called? You always turn on the auto water plants. Does it really help? Oh, I got a cutscene. Hi. Oh, hey, give me 1 sec. All right. I'm gonna stay. Anytime now. Okay, sorry about that. I just needed to finish what I was working on. Is this a regular cutscene? I don't remember this. What are you working on? I do freelance work as a programmer. You think he's a streamer? I think he's definitely a streamer. That was an instant message from Sam. I guess he wants to hang out. Ugh, I don't really feel like going out today. Same. Oh, there's your mom. Oh, hi, Vi. Hi, it's me. Regular? Okay. Sebby. Sebby! I know you don't like it when I come in here, but I ran into Abigail at the store and she said she was looking for you. Uh-oh. Did you tell her I'm working? I did, but she said she'd probably stop by anyway. Just like how I did. Nobody takes my job seriously. No one ever bothers Mara when she's working at the clinic. Does everyone think I'm just surfing the web all day? Who says that anymore? No, bruh. I just caught some killer waves on Google. Why don't you want to see your friends? No, he's gonna be stalking me in the mod. So, this is definitely not part of it. I like having friends. I just need a lot of time alone to balance out the social stuff. Sam's the opposite. He goes crazy if he's alone for too long. Maybe that's why I like computers so much. They're engaging, straightforward, and unselfish. Quite the opposite of a lot of people I know. Ouch. How old is Robin and Sebastian, I wonder? I said Leah, didn't I? They look like they had the kids young. I should get back to work. I need to get this module finished by tomorrow. All right. See you later. That was weird. Abigail, Haley, Sebastian, Penny, Maru, Alex, and Sam are 19 and 24 years old. Leah, Elliot, Shane, Harvey, Sandy, and Emily are 28 to 35. Okay. And the rest are past 40. Interesting. Okay. I actually never knew that. What's the point of going outside? I've already seen it all. Okay. All right. That's all I needed to know. I'm going to double check that I did install it. And again, I know that this is like a conflict mod, but I'm 99% sure I did in fact download it. I did, and it is installed, so might be conflicting with something. Maybe I'll give him another, you know what, I'm gonna go back in, give him a gift, and maybe something will happen and trigger the next day. That brings up a good point. He does. Let me open up this door and bother you at work again. I don't think he liked my mayo the last time. I'll give him cheese. Who hates cheese? I don't even think I want him to stalk me now. I'm leaving. That could have gone better. That could have gone better. Okay, in other news, it's Willie's birthday. Happy birthday, Willie. Let me visit you and then we'll have another cutscene, apparently. Maybe he's vegan. I would love to give him my vegan cheese instead. I can't love you if you hate cheese. That's what I'm saying. It's a cult classic for a reason. Yeah, maybe he's lactose intolerant. Has he tried being tolerant? He's a jaded IT person. Hi, Sam. Maybe he's lactose and toddler ants. I'm just keeping an eye on my little brother. It's good for him to get some fresh air on a day like this. Our dad used to take us to the beach on sunny days like this. It's not January last I checked. Sam? Yeah? Hi, Yuki. Is Dad ever going to come home? Oh God, this got real very fast. Of course, Vince. Dad's gonna come back as soon as he possibly can. Thanks for the follows. Welcome on in, sweethearts. But I heard grown-ups saying that all of our troops are getting shot to pieces. Oh my God! Concerned ape, what the fuck? La la la, look at this fun time. La la la, look at this wonderful town. Death. This is not a mod, right? Has somebody seen this cutscene before? Because I have not. And I would like to know. I would very much like to know. Oh god, I think my alerts are gonna go wild now. Please hold. Let me refresh this. Okay. Sorry, I turned off the follower alerts from the other day when we got the follower bots. It's a normal scene too. Don't believe everything you hear. Even the look on his face was like, oh my god. Do you remember how strong Dad is? He'd never let a pathetic Gotaro grunt get him like that. Don't you worry. I don't know what that means. And always remember that Mom and I are here to play with you if you ever feel lonely. And so are the seagulls, apparently. Okay! It's base game? Oh my god. Dawn, how are you doing today? This is normal? I have no idea if my old man will come back. We've all read the reports. Our soldiers are falling by the thousands. But what am I gonna say to Vincent? I don't know. I mean, I say don't give them trauma, so I'm gonna go with kids should have hope. Try and protect them while you still can. Are we gonna kiss now? Hey, did I tell you the band's starting to come together? Like, how do you literally switch the topic from war destruction? Hey, my dad might die too. Did I tell you about the band? It's really coming together right now. What? Segue! Yeah, it turns out Abigail's a pretty good drummer, and Sebastian seemed to really want her in the band. Oh my god. You've never got this cutscene? I've got so many. I've never even got that one either. Yeah, wild. Well, good. Okay, that was fun. Here, happy birthday. Enjoy. Yikes-a-roni. So, I am going to go to the secret woods because one of y'all told me that, oh dear. One of y'all told me that you can pick up an ancient doll over here in the secret woods. So I'm going to try and search for it, I guess. I love giving out some birthday mayo. Yeah. Everybody likes a good mayo spread for their birthday, right? Isn't that just a normal everyday occurrence or nah? You can be honest with me. I can take it. Oh, that's his 2-heart one? Okay. He's pulling something out of his ass to brighten the mood, right? Like, oh, sorry, I talked about all of this. How do I get over here again? Oh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck! Am I not supposed to be going over that way? I guess not. Silver! Thank you so much for the 3-month resub! I appreciate you! Happy mayo chugging to all, and to all a good night. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Make sure to fill out the PP form. Okay, so I'm over by the secret woods, but I can't find the ancient doll. Where is it? Is there like another hidden compartment? Maybe it's not over here. I thought somebody told me it was over here. Does anybody know? Oh my god, are we talking about deviled eggs? Not here. Oh, I forgot to. No, it's a base game. It's 1.6 update thing. But what I could do is I could just grant myself an ancient doll with my cheats. Because we have to get to floor 100 of the mines anyway. So. I got one. I love cheats. I love cheats. La la la, I love cheats. I'm gonna bump up my sub tier tomorrow since I originally did a 3-month sub at tier 1. Should I wait to fill out the PP form? No, I trust you, sweetheart. Absolutely not. Whatever you're bumping it up to, fill it out for that. Just fill it out for that. That's totally fine. And thank you for telling me, and thank you for doing that. Oh my God. Listen, just as a blanket thing, any support going forward for the different tiers, the PP push is over. We're not going to be having any more PP packages going out. If you want to support me, I don't want to tell you not to support me, of course, but I just want you to understand the expectations for next month. Next month, no packages, no stickers, no postcards. It was just during our last 3 months, our last 90 days for the PP push. But if y'all are still out there and you're like, Violet, I know this, shut the fuck up and take my money because I like you, and you still want a higher tier, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. And to those of you that were subbing for a higher tier during our PP push, and maybe now you can't afford to sub, or you're going down to a tier 2 or tier 1 sub, thank you. Still thank you. I understand. The world is on fire. Money is all over the place. Just thank you. TLDR, thank you for all the support. Okay? I love you. Okay. Thank you, Silver. Thank you. Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I'm like, oh no, like maybe you're expecting stuff in the mail. And if that's the case, then I don't want you to feel like you need to do it. I don't know. I'm silly. The only channel you could say is, shut the fuck up and take my money, and it would be well received. Thanks, sweetheart. Thank you. Stop being nice to me, damn it. Have y'all learned nothing in here? Have you learned absolutely nothing? Ooh, gold. So we still have a few floors. We still need to go through 9 more floors before we even get to the place where I have to throw in the doll. But that's fine. Lissa, thank you! I appreciate it. Hi, Darzog. How you doing? Hey, stop that. That's rude. And you should feel bad about that. Oh, I can just leave. Never me mind. Ooh, I got some bones. Oh! Who's coming on in? Belle, thank you for the raid! How y'all doing, party people? Belle, what were you streaming today? How is Palia? Are you having fun? Hell yeah! Welcome on in, raiders! I hope you had a great time. How are you? How's Des? How's the kids? Everybody doing good? I don't think I'm ever gonna use the tools properly again. This is way too exciting to do. Here we go. What's up, Empty? Canada? What about Canada? I missed it. Were we talking about poutine? Chaotic, how dare you be nice to me? I'm gonna start having y'all sign a liability form in this chat. If you're nice to me, I'm gonna sue you. I'll do it. Oh, wow, this is big. Come here. Yeah, they did. There was a recent update where I believe they added, Concerned Ape added some different types of maps to the mines, and some are, like, bigger now, too? This seems really big. No, what is that? Is that like in Fae Farm where it would just select the tool that you need for what you wanted to do? Is that actually a mod? Is that actually like a thing? That's so cool. Oh my god. Where are y'all coming from in here? I know there's a bat. Bat! I really enjoyed my time in Canada. Nervously sweats. Do I have a bomb? I swear to God, I do. Like, you might as well use it while it's here. And I got shit from that. I will never use a bomb again. But you're nice to me. Why can't I be nice to you? Because it's against the nerd camp law. That's why. They stopped updating the Vita version. Oh, did they? You haven't used it yourself, but it's quite tempting? Yeah. Seems like it. I want to try it. Starzog, thanks for the 100 biddies. Your Honor, I plead guilty to loving Vi and this community. I throw myself at the mercy of the court. The court has granted your appeal. Fine. I do. I have 1-hit kills on. Yeah. I do. Because I just want to vibe and play. Listen, I already got perfection. I got all the Steam achievements. You know, I'm just vibing now. Vibing and memeing. Not taking it too seriously. Oh, cool. No, it is a Stardew chicken. It is a Stardew chicken. I'm glad you like it. Oh my god, I need to get through this. Where's the stairs? I know. Don't get mad at me. This was a hefty level. Get out of here. Oh, I dropped another egg. Hey. Go away. I'm gonna pass out. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Even if I fast travel back to the farm, ain't no way this is gonna go well. Oh dear. Okay. All right, we're gonna try it. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna try it. Everybody shut up. One staircase! Blondie! I'm suffering! Ladder! Can we get some exclamation point ladders in the chat? Oh my god. I'm so upset. Ladder! Ladder! Chaotic, thank you so much for gifting out a sub to Londi. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. All right, I'm trying. Don't pass out. Don't pass out. Don't pass out. Don't do it. Don't. No! Chaotic, thank you so much for gifting out a sub to Londi. Londi, enjoy. Hi, Gumber. RNGesus was not here. RNGesus did not save us. Nope. What's up, Peachy? Welcome on in. I was at home. I was good. Okay. Well, at least we got up our foraging. Got my nice lightning rod. Got the fall wild seeds. Got a warp totem, which I'm not going to use because, you know, I can warp anywhere I want. The floor was nice. Only lost 10% of my funds. But the emotional damage will forever remain. Move your bed close to the door. But it's not aesthetically pretty. You can, but to craft a staircase, do I even have that available yet? I do. You need 99 stone. I didn't have enough stone. I only had 50. I gotta clear out my bags too. Oh, my wine is ready. Oh, my inventory's full. My bad. I forgot. There we go. What else do I got? Ah! Who's being nice? There we go. Bop, 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 bop. I don't remember if I need to keep these or not. MT, thanks for the biddy. I appreciate it. This is a bit. I bought 100 like half a year ago. I now have 16 left. Thank you for giving me your bit. Thank you. Hi, Sodium. Thanks for the lurk. 2 steps away from the bed. I swear to God, the game knows and it wants me to be 10% poorer. Bearwitch, thank you so much for gifting out of a sub to our new friend, Empty. Empty, enjoy your time here. Thank you. We got another wheel spin to do. Thanks for pulling up the fluff dog. Holy shit, legendary behavior. When did you hit 1400? I didn't even see that. Okay, we got a wheel spin to do. Let me put the rest of my goods away. I think I'm gonna sell those. Where should I put my mushies? I should probably keep them, right? Yeah. Oh, I never put my wood fence away either. Thanks for the chowder, Willie. Oh, there's the hot pepper for George's knee. Okay. Are we ready for a wheel spin? And thank you for the hype train. When did that happen? You're right, I have to close the fence. Hold on, let me close the fence first. Because if this freaking cow keeps getting out, I swear to God. Don't. Stay there. Stay right there. Stay there. Okay, I closed the fence. Crisis has been averted. Riley, thank you for gifting out a sub to Parrot. Parrot, welcome on back. Hi, Riley. Hi, Parrot. How are y'all doing today? Stop celebrating. Stop being nice to me today. What have I said time and time again? God damn it. All right, let me wheel spin. Who's ready for fact or fiction? If you're new here, I'm really sorry for what you're about to witness. You want the remix? Chaotic, what is happening? What did I say? Stop it! Thank you for the 8 gifted subs! Thank you so much! Thank you. Oh, my love, honey, thank you so much. Megan, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Cozy Luna. I appreciate it. Y'all, if you're just gifting out a sub from any of our pals in here today, make sure you give a big ol' thank you in the chat. Thank you so much. Blondie, you're so sweet. Thanks for being here. And it's payday, so enjoy. Thank you. Stop it. But thank you. Oh my God, you pulled up Ben Barnes. I love him. To do poop facts. So, I mean, it's not exactly poop facts. It's, well, you just have to experience it. You want the remix? You want the remix. You want the dance song? All right, we'll do the dance song. All right, give me a second, though. I have to do this on the screen. Simmer, thank you for the 300 biddies. Thanks so much. You gotta hit the next milestone. Y'all don't have to keep doing this. You know that, right? You know that this is not a requirement. Look, you pulled up the Stardew character. Yeah, get some animated emotes in the chat. Let's go. All right, here. If I pull... Well, you know what? I have to let this run first. And then we'll pull it up. We'll pull up the dance version. Otherwise, I'm sorry. Did my Spotify just stop working? That wasn't me! Just so you all know, that wasn't me. I had Taco Bell yesterday, but it wasn't me. Sodium, thanks for the biddies. Thanks, Chaotic. Not, it's Yeehaw Starian. Yeestarian. Obviously. What else are we pulling up? The mug? Oh my God, do you like it? It's my bear friend. I got it at Five Below, I think last year now? Maybe earlier this year? But I love him. I like campy mugs. Is it awkward to drink out of? That's perfect for me. Stop drinking my insides. I'll do as I please. Why is there so much yeehaw story? Chaotic, you're just getting, like, pelted by him. All right, now, Megan, what are you gonna pull up? Same for you? I just love the way it looks and the way it makes me feel. Yeah, hard to clean? Awkward? Perfect. Oh, look, there's the yeet. Get thrown, Megan! Yeet! Wonderful. Wonderful. Simmer, this one's for you. I think that's it. Yeah. Simmer, thanks again for the 300 biddies. I think I might have missed that, so thank you so much again. Thank you. And thanks for the follows, pals. You got Fluff Dog. Yay! Yay, yay, yay! All right, wait. That was over, right? Okay. All right, all right. You ready? Jonathan Frakes, rise up. Oh, you can't hear it. Sorry.
It's a total fabrication.
I got it at the right time. I was just dancing to the beats inside my head.
Not this time. It's a total fabrication. This one was invented by a writer. We got you.
That's being neurodivergent in a nutshell. Hi, Quiet and Joy! Hi, Prudence! Wait, can you really not hear this right now? Or you can now?
Pure fiction.
Was that earlier? Thanks for the hype train!
It's a total fabrication.
If y'all still can't hear it, I'm gonna laugh so hard. You can now. Okay, okay.
It's fiction. Pure fiction. Have you ever walked out of a mall into a huge parking area and realized you'd forgotten where you parked your car? How much money would it take to make you spend a night in a cemetery? Do you love to go a
Wandering beneath
the
clear blue sky, everybody. All right. Enough of that. Enough of that. I hope you enjoyed. That's what your wheel spin got today. That's what it got, everybody. All right, I'm going to take a break before we do anything else today because every time y'all are nice to me, I either have to burp or pee or two. And it might be all three of them, so I'm going to take a break. BRP question! To tickle your phalanges while I'm gone. What games have y'all been playing lately? Have you still been on the do? Have you been playing Fallout because of Fallout on Prime? Fallout 4, 3, New Vegas, etc. You've been playing Palia? What have y'all been playing lately? I want to know. Tell me. All right, we'll be right back. Hello, we are back. What have you been playing lately? That's our BRP question. Let me know. Stardew, Paleo Pines, do it. Palea, Persona 3, Supermarket Sim. Got a lot of Palea and Stardew. Sunhaven is so good. I hope Shell and I can go back to Sunhaven at some point. That was so much fun. Palea for the first time! Endless Ocean game next month. Interesting. Empty? Interesting. I think I heard of that. You've been playing lots of Coral Island? Me too. I cannot wait for the 1.1 update and then, of course, 1.2 multiplayer. Sprout Valley and then Spirit City Lo-Fi sessions. Yeah, I've been using that to be productive as well. Civ 2, yes! I see a lot of 2 titles and Stardew. World of Warcraft, mostly Stardew, sometimes Spirit City when you want to find more spirits and read. Yeah. Rug, Sticky Business, Cat Quest, and Stardew. Botany Manor. That was really fun. We played the demo. It was great. You have been doing Fallout 76 with friends. Awesome. Matt, how dare you? I'm not a dad and I approve. I'm just a faux pas. How's Mari doing? Hi, Good! I've been playing Where's Waldo? My Waldo is the inside of my eyelids. You deserve to rest. How's our baby dumpling? Hi, Forrest Lee! Welcome back. You've joined us at just the correct time because we are doing our morning dailies and then we need to go back into the mines because they sabotaged us the other day. And I refuse to be a saboteur in my game. Mostly. Kind of. Oh, I did this wrong. Well. Sometimes you hop. She's crawling? What gives her the right to crawl? Stop it. She's not old enough for that, is she? She's just a baby. Why can't I do it here? Why? Why am I not allowed to water where I want? Oh my God. Sometimes I think that this game hates me. There's so many reasons why. I will list them for you. Number 1, that. Number 2, why is Sebastian not stalking me in the manner that I wish him to? Did I not pick up the blueberry wine from yesterday? I guess maybe I didn't. That might have been me. That's fine, I guess. Okay. That might have been a me thing. But either way, I'm very upset. Can I make squash wine? Is that weird? Summer squash juice. Maybe that won't be super tasty, but at least I'm doing it. You definitely think there's a mod conflict? I am literally so sad about this. I want it to be romance darkly. I think what we'll have to do if we do want to try that out is like do a fresh save, remove all my other mods, except maybe fishing, and like go from there. That will be upsetting. But we could do it just to try it out at some point. I don't know what the conflict would be. I'm so upset. Yeah. I think that would be a really fun segment maybe to do on Fridays or something. Like, hear me out. We try out just some new Stardew mods in like a fresh save. That could be fun. Try out all like the weird and wacky ones. See what's out there. Because listen, I went on a deep dive the other day. AKA yesterday. Because I said to myself, what else is out there? And there's so many fun ones. Ones that I would rather not maybe like add into this current game to ruin some things, you know what I'm saying? But like everything else is fine. Okay, oh God, do I still need corn? Oh my God. For fall crops, I hope. I think I need gold corn or gold pumpkins, and I haven't gotten that yet. I don't think I sold that, but I don't think I got it yet. gonna keep my hops, though. Weird mods sounds like a good idea for a YouTube video. I know. If I had the time for any regular YouTube videos, I would. But unfortunately, I do not. So, I mean, what we could do is I could stream it, and then we could repurpose it for a YouTube video. That would be fine. Okay. Bye, everybody. We're going to go exactly to the mines today to try to get to goddamn floor 100. I only went to 4 floors yesterday. Now we have to do all that over again. Okay. I also have bad luck on my side today, so good luck to us all. Something else pop up? Oh, that's right. I need to bring a hot pepper to George. He can suffer in silence while I get this done. Oh, I got squid ink. Nice. Oh, and we're going down. We're going down, down in an earlier round. Hello, everybody. Don't mind if I do. Oh my god, I got a lot of stuff there. I hope that I can get a trinket eventually. I've seen some of my friends get really cool drops from the mines, but I haven't gotten any cool things yet. Like, I kind of know what exists out there, but who knows at this point? You've had nothing but luck the past 2 weeks. Hell yeah, let's go. If anybody needs some, has any fucks or karmas to give, you'd appreciate it. Wait, you've had nothing but, oh, bad luck these last 2 weeks. I will give you all the luck that I can muster. I thought you were like, yeah, everything's coming up great for me. I was like, damn, Matt, let's go. Never mind, I misread that. Ignore me! Sugar, we're going down swinging. What are we swinging? Our pickaxe, our sword. Where is this goddamn staircase? Any of y'all think it's weird? Oh. Any of y'all think it's weird there's just like hanging staircases everywhere? Oh god, here's the bigums again. This is gonna take me days to go through. Our bass guitar from Pete Wentz, yeah. Leveled up here, so that's good. Hey, don't hop on me, man. Don't hop on me, bro. Don't do it, bro. Is this upgraded? No, I need to get this to gold, too. I'll do that once I hit level 100. We'll get this done. Hey. Oh, more squid ink. Is that a rare drop? Oh my god, we made it. We got to 95, everybody. It's a Christmas miracle. Fuck off. Fuck off. Gonna eat some cheese. It's 3 o'clock. We could probably do this. We could probably make this happen. I swear to god if it's right here, though. I'm getting a lot of geodes in this run. I'm starting to think I need to start bringing staircases the amount of times I've gotten stuck on the last floor. I know! I'm thinking that too, or at least have enough stone ready so you could craft one if you need to. Because you need 99 to craft one. But I usually try and keep my stone available for staircases for the desert mine. But like if you're trying to unlock a floor, it'd be silly not to. Enjoy, Megan! We'll see you soon! Hope everything goes good. Now, I could have just used my cheats to pause time, but that's not realistic. She says while fighting monsters in caves. You know, you gotta have a little bit of realism in your games. You hadn't thought of that? Yeah. Thanks for the follows. Welcome on in, honey. 99 jars of mayo on the wall, 99 jars of mayo. Take one down, drink it in the town. Have everyone mad at you and light your farm on fire. Oh. Hi, princess. Welcome on in. It's nice to meet you. My name is Violet. Welcome on into the Nerd Camp. We are playing Stardew Valley today. How's it going? Got 99 problems and a mayo jar ain't one. Oh my god. Is this really gonna be all the way over here? I have gone through... Not really need to last that long. This is another big one. Why is it so big? I'm gonna go after the ore first and then just hope for the best. Hi, Scattered! Thanks for the lurk. We're doing good today. Have you been playing Stardew with the new update? You been having a good time? Hi, SMG. Back from dinner, you left your tablet on the bed so the cats could watch me? Were they entertained? Did they knock the tablet off? Were they like, all right, enough of this woman? She keeps talking to us and we want peace and quiet. Yes! Okay. We're doing great. Everybody calm down. We're doing great. 3 more floors. If it gets to be too late, I want to do it in one fell swoop. So we'll do the depositing and then visiting the wizard tomorrow. Ah, not the circular one. It's terrible. I hate it. Then you have these huge blocks that, like, you can't go around them no matter what you do. So you have to get rid of them. I'm glad you like the emotes. Hi, Krista. How's your day? How's your Thursday? I keep wanting to say, how is your Tuesday? As if this week never happened. I'm so glad you like them. Yeah, our follower emotes are bears. Then we've got our assortment of frog emotes and bunnies because I love them. And then we have various ones for animated emotes. The animated emotes are really cursed. In the best way possible, but they are cursed. I swear to God. Oh my God, we did it. We got to floor 100. I was just about to sass. Yay! What does this one taste like? You found a star drop. It's strange, but the taste reminds you of mayo. I liked the co-op farm with Shello where it says the taste reminded me of fictional men better. This isn't as funny. Because I can actually drink mayo. I can't drink fictional men. I feel like I failed you all. Not Miracle Whip? Get out of here. I was brought up on Miracle Whip. I'll never go back. You can't make me. You can't make me do it. I don't want to. I don't need to. We got the jade. I'm going to keep that out here. Squid ink. Squid ink. I don't know where to put that. I'll put that in there. Okay, I need these to drop off. We got those that I'm going to take to Clunt tomorrow. I'm going to drop those off at the community center while I still can. Maybe not to drink then, but you can chug them. Can I chug the fictional men? Is that allowed? Me too, but you don't like mayo. Like, what's wrong with me? All right, these are just the foraging bundles. I shouldn't be here. No, half size. I haven't ordered it yet. I have not ordered it yet. Part of me was just waiting to hear back from pals and see what they were thinking of the recommendations. And then I wanted, anytime, okay, this is who I am as a person. Anytime I have to spend over $150 on myself, I sit on it for months. I kid you not. I'm like researching, I'm hearing feedback, I'm looking at reviews. I pause, I look at reviews again. So no, I have not. I have not, but I still want to buy an under-desk treadmill that we can use on stream. I think it'd be great. Hi, Too Toxic. Hi, Nis. Welcome on in. Yeah, there's our, my mods list. If you have any questions, you let me know. Oh, okay. So there's a couple of different ones, but Princess, if you look at the link that's in chat right there for the mods that I use, it should be, I think, the medieval buildings, if I remember correctly. I think that's the one that I'm using for this one, but it should say something buildings. And then I have a recolor that I'm using to make everything not so saturated and not as yellow in the game. And then I have a UI that I'm using here that you're seeing is different. So like the combination, chef's kiss, but they are separate mods. It's tea time. I don't like spending money on myself. We're doing stretches? All right. Oh God, I don't have anything. I don't have any water right now. On my next break, I will grab water. In the meantime, I will have coffee. Don't yell at me. I'm sorry. Just so I chugged this morning. 2 of them. Don't be mad at me. Erie, do you like it? Do you recommend? Sparkling mayo? Why would it be sparkling? I've got so many questions. Okay, we got the wine. I still need the rabbit's foot. Oh, Robin finished building our upgrade, so I need to go back and I need to buy rabbits? What do I need? I think it was rabbits, right? All right, well, Stalker Seb is gone. Bottom of mines we still need to do. You know what? I've got some time. It's only 9:30. Let's go around town and see if we can go trash diving. Coffee is still hydration. It is, but I should be having water right now. Oh, I got a field snack. Delicious. Yeah, check in with yourselves. Do you need water? Do you need a multivitamin? See, that's my favorite. I put the hoe in H2O. So true, bestie. So true. I'm gonna double back around and make sure I go by Clunts. I don't know what porch my DoorDash driver left your food on. Is there a photo of it? I got such an embarrassing photo about a week ago. So normally I will get the alert that my DoorDash order has been dropped off and it's just, you know, a photo of the food at the door, right? So apparently they were still in the car last week when Taco Bell got dropped off. And it was like at 9 something at night. Okay, judgment free zone here. And you see me knowing full well that the DoorDash driver is still in front of my house. So the light is on. There's no person standing at the door that you can visibly see, but all you see is this tiny little hand coming out at the bottom of the door, grabbing the bag of Taco Bell. I literally look like a bridge troll. Hi! Is it puppy time? You want to see puppies? Oh, Tritos! I don't know if we're going to be able to get Kubi on the camera. Oh, there. Good boy. Good boy. The tail. Good girl. Good babies. Good puppies. I know you couldn't see Charlotte, but she was down there too. Thank you. They never get to see Kubi. That's my family. Yeah, that's Void Puppy. Coobert. Oh man, I'm glad you liked my story of just like the floating hand trying to get my food. You had one once where they took a picture of me bending over to pick up the DoorDash food, so it was full on ass shot. I just sat there shocked once I got that dropped off image. You were like, okay, hi, good. Yeah, they're both good babies. We love to go babies in this house. I'm glad they could be on stream for a minute. Can you believe how big Kubu is now? Like, he's a proper sized dog. It's wild. It is wild. I agree, Scattered. I have to believe that the Dasher didn't mean to do it. They were just like snapping the pick and go, and they were like, oh shit. Well, never mind. But you know, DD Gremlin in Discord and memes, I cannot wait to see it. Good, I would have done the same thing. Hell to the no. Hi, Paris. How's it going? Yeah, I would have been like, what? Oh, fighter. I mean, it doesn't really matter because of what I'll just do this. Oh my god, I can craft a bomb now. I'm violent. I'm unhinged. Everybody watch out. Becky, don't worry. I promise. Maybe they'll be back later. 14 is good. They were taking the stepping on her food. My favorite is when DoorDash puts it directly in front of the door so you can't open up your door. Does this happen to anybody else? Like, are y'all so... I don't want to be mean. No, I'm going to be mean. Are y'all that stupid that you're putting it directly in front of the door so that you can't open up the door without ruining the food? Because I'll see that, notice that the door can't open, there's pressure against it, that I have to go out my back door. Like, it happens to me so often. Even when you leave a note to say, leave on the side table, delivers ever to your house. It's ridiculous. Hates you because it's always in front of the screen door. Yeah! Why does this happen to us? Why? Oh, the merchants in town. All right, I'm going to leave, and we're going to go see the merchant first, because if not, I'm going to forget. Now you're sad because your lunch is going to be extra late. Really? What happened? Back up? Screen door 2? Yup, same. Figured it out pretty fast, though it's awful. Hi, Paris! It's been giving you neck knots. Oh, no, I'm sorry to hear that. Is there anything that we can do for you? Roasted hazelnuts. I got nothing. There's nothing good here. I don't know what I was looking for, but not good. At least we don't have to water today. And my aminals are going to be indoors. Aminals. 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 A burrito bowl via a bicycle. Do you live in the city? I see that in the city, but I don't see that in, like, the small towns. A milkshake with all the contents of a milkshake inside the bag. What? So, I'm sorry. It wasn't actually put together? You had to make the milkshake yourself? How does that happen? I'm nervous my babies aren't going to have enough hay, so I'll take out some more hay, and I'll give that to you. Oh, you quit relying on the mobile app. Okay, okay. Hi, Faye. I forgot it wasn't Wednesday. You're so fine. I was like, damn, you needed that rest. You're like, no, I just mixed up the days. I've almost been telling chat today, happy Tuesday. If that makes you feel any better. Because it does not feel like a Thursday to me today. You can explain that one? Okay, explain it. Do it. I want to hear it. I need to go and see Marnie, but I think it might be too early to harass her. What time does she open up? 9? Woman, I got places to go, people to do. Nope. I have things to do, places to go. I mean, yes, but no. You got 5 hours of sleep, and then your body said, we're waking up before 8 a.m. today. Oh, my God. Did you go back to sleep? She still can't crawl forward, but she's turning in circles. She's trying. She's revving that baby motor. Overflowing if the actual location they put all the mix-ins on the side so you can still have the full amount. Actually, that's pretty dope. Okay. All right, that's better. People to do. I mean, have y'all seen I know we're upset about Dark Sebastian, but I still have Astarion to do. I mean, see. Karlak to see. Gale to see. Harvey exists. You know, it's great to be here. Hi, Solar! When you were moving, you stayed in a hotel in Nashville and it was raining. You got Taco Bell and it was soaked and late. They use the Taco Bell bag to protect their head from the rain. Absolute fools. Fools, I tell you. Oh. No, I needed to go. I thought I needed a bunny. How do I get bunny? Oh, I need deluxe coop for the bunny? Is that what this is? Is this a bunny? Okay, we'll get 2 goats instead. Can I name this one Tamlin? Ruffy! I did it. I'll have y'all name the other one, but I did that. I'm really sorry about it, but I did it. Deluxe coop is for the bunnies. Okay. I need to see if I can do that today, because I need to get a bunny today. Give me goat names. Preferably romantasy-related goat names, but any goat names will do. We can't. We already got Lucian for our cat. Ruffy. What are the Bat Boys' name? I don't want to put them together in here. Sawyer. They gave him a bag to put food in. You would think that would be the normal response for most people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm making Tamlin a goat. You think he deserves something else? Gobbledygook! We've got goat names. I kid you not. Billy for Billy Goat and also Stranger Things. That is kind of romantic-y. Or I'll do Billy. I'll do Billy. There's Tamlin. I don't know if that brings me delight, but it does. It do be. Let's open these up with Clunt. Then we'll get our Terraria tool. He doesn't deserve to be the goat. Oh, yeah, he's not the greatest of all time. But, like, he's annoying. So that's why I want to make him a goat, not the goat. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I am saying to you at this moment in time? Blunt, I don't want this. Thank you. Go back home. Ah, thanks, Aurora! We'll see if you come back. Take care. How many of these do I have now? I have 4. I do have 12 of these, but I don't have enough money to upgrade it right now. Absolutely, Kat. You deserve it. You 110% deserve it. Oh, that's right. I came back here because I wanted to see if I had enough supplies to build the deluxe coupe. And I don't know if I do. What do I need for the deluxe coupe again? I definitely probably need more wood. I'm going to just go and see what I need. Deluxe coupe. I'm sorry, I need how much? 20,000? 500 wood, 200 stone. God damn. All right, never mind. I'll be back, I guess. Yeah, it's always a yes. When would it be a no? Unless the restaurant shoved it all in the same bag. Looking at you, McDonald's. They always do that. All the time. So, I heard if you throw the ancient doll into floor 100 in the mines, you get a thing. And then we have to bring that thing to the wizard. And then you get something else really cool. Let's try it out. Oh my god! Okay. Satan himself just gave me a faraway stone. That was really terrifying. Now it's time to go to the wizard's tower. Why was that so scary? Oh. Hi, Gail. Ah, Vi. I had hoped I would see you today. Please, join me. At your summoning circle? Okay. How goes your quest with the Junimos? It's going. Not precisely the confidence-inspiring answer I had hoped for, but no matter. Here, I have something for you. A lesson in the curious wonders of this plane. Come closer. Gale is a wizard from Baldur's Gate 3. So, we got this replacement mod where he replaces the actual wizard in the game. Hi, Tiza. Hi, Chrissy. Hello. Do you see the symbol here? Yes. This is an ancient sigil circle, a portal to another world, a doorway through which an elemental can traverse, or a window through which I can peer. Is the other end in my bathroom? Have you ever encountered an elemental? Yes. Have you indeed? Interesting. He's the autistic wizard, right? Hi, Tay. Elementals are a sort of spirit composed of the most pure building blocks of our universe. They are rarely seen by the common human. They show themselves only to the most powerful mages. Some, like myself, are fortunate enough to seek and find them, eventually forming a bond of sorts. Okay, buddy. Those spirits you have encountered in the town are not elementals. They are something more derivative and simplistic, though still intriguing. Nevertheless, I believe it is safe to say they have taken a keen interest in your fate. And whenever a spirit takes interest, this is something to be treasured. Ah, they like me! Perhaps someday you'll be able to use magic as effortlessly as myself. You must continue your studies of these spirits, Vi. I am eager to hear of your findings. Thanks, bestie. Hi, Shan, how are you doing? Talk magic to me. Na, 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 na. Okay, Gail, I don't know where I'm supposed to be putting this, but is it here? I gotta put this here? No, that's me sitting. Oh, what is this? Since when does Gale have a basement? Here? The Shrine of Illusions. Make an offering of 500 gold to change your appearance. No. Where do I plop this? Here? I gotta put it down, don't I? Oh. Apparently I answered my own question. Why is it spinning? Oh my god. Oh my god! It just gave me the coolest sword! Don't touch that, I already did! It's in my pocket! Try and take it now! The Meowmere, level 4 sword. An unusual weapon from a faraway land. 20 damage, plus 4 speed, plus 2 weight. This is incredible. Can I transmog this? Because it's not as good as this sword, but this is so cool! This is so freaking dope. It's from Terraria. Okay, Terraria. I love that. That's so cute. It's a strange relic from another world. It's one of the strongest swords in Terraria. And yes, you can transmog it. Okay. That's dope. That is so freaking dope. I want to bring that to my farm so it can be for safekeeping. I love that. I'm gonna put that in here for now. That's so cool. So, with it being today, I am gonna work on getting wood, and then I want to work on getting enough money to afford this goddamn deluxe coupe. Taking everything from me. There's gotta be more wood that I can smack down over in my current area, right? Yeah. So it means you are gonna be using the best stats for a weapon, but you're gonna be able to change how it looks. So it's short for transmogrify. So for example, how I just said to you before, like, oh, I have a better sword, but I like the look of the Meowmere. I can make it so that the sword itself will look like the Meowmere, but have the actual base stats of a really decent sword. It's from the new update. It's from 1.6. It's one of the hidden secrets. Yeah. Isn't that cool? Getting a lot of moss today, too. Can I make anything with this moss? Anything exciting? Another term for it is glamour if you come from Final Fantasy XIV. Correct, yeah. Transmog comes from WoW, yeah. I have no idea. Genuinely and honestly, I have no idea. I don't know if it was in the patch notes and I might have missed it. All I heard from people is that, oh my god, this exists. There's another thing that we did earlier, too. If you go in Mayor Loser's, I'm so funny, basement, something will happen. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But also, like, yeah, how do people figure this out? I have no idea. Genuinely no idea. I'm glad that they do. But, it do be wild. Glamour makes sense to you as a fantasy novel reader, yeah. Oh no! My wood! I did so bad there. Everybody look away. You weren't supposed to see that. The Wolf Among Us uses. I've heard it used in fantasy and, like, paranormal and occult books before, but usually in regards to, like, glamoring somebody so that their memory is wiped. So it's interesting how we all have different connotations for it. I like that. It's dope. Tree always falls in the opposite direction. I know. That was my own fault. I wasn't paying attention. Mayor Lewis does have a basement. I don't know if all the homes have a basement. The Wizard and Mayor Lewis have one. Was the change appearance always there? Kai and I, hi! Thank you for 18 months. Welcome on back, baby. Thanks for being amazing. Make sure to fill out the PP form, bestie. I appreciate you. How are you doing today? Avenge me! We shall never speak of it again. I don't actually know what the Stardew community was used as a term. That is true. I don't know what they use as the term either. Because I don't really use the machine that you can transmog. You can't do it until... I guess this is kind of spoiler. You can't transmog until you reach Ginger Island and do a thing there. With that being said, I don't know the terminology that the Stardew Valley community uses either. Have I gotten the marriage necklace yet? No. Should I do that today? How much is it? I mean, it is raining. I should probably do that now. 5,000? All right, I can do that. I can do that. Ah, here's the lurky man. Hi. To be fair, we probably should. Like, we've spent enough time with Astarion now that we should just add him. But we're also going to be adding everybody else that we possibly can. Hell yeah! Hi, Martin! Happy Thursday! Proposed to Sebi. I only liked him when he was going to stalk me and be violent. Maybe we still will. I told you, I'm collecting the folks of this town as romantic partners in the same way that I would collect Pokemon cards, so anything is possible. Beep boop. I want you to be able to kiss him whenever. You're so right. You're so right. Am I all full up already? God damn it. That's okay. We can go back and go home and then go out again. Pokemon partners. I don't need any of these things in here, right? No, we're good. I'm gonna sell most of this stuff. Thank you for the follows. I'm going overboard. Oh, that's right. The necklace. Going back again to Willie's shop. Don't tell him. I only like red flag Sebastian. I know, I'm sorry. Does the transmog glamour have something to do with the forge? Yes. Yes. That's where it's gonna be. So if you know about the forge, that's where it is. If you don't know about it, you never heard me say anything. Red flag, Sebastian. Oh, you missed it. I installed a mod that is unfortunately not working because it must be going against one of my other mods right now. Which was the Yandere mod for Sebastian. Basically the dark romance mod for Sebastian. He stalks you. He threatens people in town. It was going to be a really good time. But it's conflicting right now. So we're going to try some new segments in the channel. Maybe starting next week where I'm going to be reviewing other mods in a fresh playthrough. And I'd like that to be our first one. There's one for Elliot, there's one for Leah, and there's one for Harvey that are the same thing. Just different cutscenes and yeah. Oh, believe me, I went down the rabbit hole. I need it. It's on my mod list still. It is still listed here if y'all want to check it out. Can you threaten Clunt? Absolutely, every single day, and I would be upset if you didn't, personally. Yeah, it was Jen who got me on the idea. I was like, oh my god, I need this. I'm starting to feel exhausted. You're exhausting. Why red flag Sebastian? Red flag Sebastian when Shayna's right there. Because his red flag isn't as fun. It's not as lovely. Actually, I think there is a mod for Shane to also be like dark romance as well. If I remember correctly. I'm like, man, he's already mean enough. You don't need a mod for that. Should we get married tomorrow? Should we propose tomorrow? What do we want to do? Chat, I need you to answer this for me. Do we want to propose to Astarion tomorrow? We're at 10 hearts. Put a 1 in the chat if we want to propose and start off our collection of farmers. Eat Cheetos and be naked. Oh, in game. Red though, Cozy, that was like, I thought I would have seen red if it wasn't working. Maybe I'll try and look that up right now. Hold on. Let me see. You were right. Custom fixed dialogue 2.3.2 because it's no longer compatible. Please check for a new version. Yo, if that's all it needs, you want to try it? All right, hold on. Wait. Let's do this first. Do you want me to marry him tomorrow? Okay, good. So let me add this to the list. Propose to Astarion. Okay. Let me go in here and sleep and save. And then I'm going to try and download that updated mod, and it should work. Give me a second. Give me a second. So it was another, so it was like the joint mod that it goes with, if that makes sense. It's basically custom dialogue, and that's why it wasn't working, because it's, you know, custom dialogue. So, give me a second. Let me see if I can do my little thing. Your void chicken toothless? Okay, but I love that though. I love that for us. So the mod that I need to update is called Custom Fixed Dialogue. Okay. Nexus mods. Custom Fixed Dialogue. Show. Oh, this the new one? Yes. Okay. 1.6. Okay, this should be the one. Fingers crossed it works. All right, let me exit out the game, because I don't want to have that up while I'm doing this. And I have to go into my mods folder and make sure I remove the other one. Custom Fixed Dialogue. There you are. Okay, that's taken out. All right, that's in the game. Let's launch it and see if it works, everyone. I'm so nervous. You love it, Paris? I'm so glad. Yeah, it's Epidemic Sounds lo-fi. It's really good. Oh. Any red? Any red? Any red? Didn't see any red, but let me double check. I think we're good. I think we're good, people. Oh my God, I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna scream! Jan, enjoy the lurk. Thank you. You got Sill yesterday. So many people have been getting Sill and drops. Y'all are so lucky. No one panic. We might have a stalker on our hands. I don't know how it's supposed to start off. Like, is he gonna stalk us from the beginning, or I don't know. We'll see. Will he be in our home? That's a no. No. He's not here. So we still could have a conflicting mod. I really don't know anything about how it's supposed to begin. All I know is that that's not conflicting anymore, so in theory it should be working. Yeah, the bear was always here, or has been for a while. Maybe you have to talk to him first? Yeah, maybe. You think I could just break into the home? No, I shouldn't do that. I should do other stuff first. Let's take care of the farm, and then we'll break into the house. His house, to be clear. When did I start to become the stalker? I want him to stalk me. Now we're stalking him. Just like a man. Maybe he'll pop up out of the trash. Can you imagine if that was the case? Actually, honestly, keep a lookout for him, because maybe that is part of it. Maybe he's supposed to be hiding, and I'm thinking he's gonna be, you know, as out in the open as Joe freaking Goldberg over here. Which in and of itself would be really freaking funny. Started with Lewis's basement, please. Oh, hey, thanks for that gem. Oh, and battery. The stalking, yeah. The stalking. Oh, I want to get my stuff. I think I already got one for the community center, but I can't remember. Do I need oak still? No, I can right, that's cool. I remember that mod that we had from, it was either, I think it was Pam. I don't think it was Marnie, where she was in, not our trash barrel, but she was in our shipping bin. And that was hilarious. Scary, but hilarious. What's up, Roars? Hi, honey. How are you doing today? What's up, what's up? Everybody's been milked and touched. Really? Can you get out of my way, please? Hi, everybody. Why did I think you were gonna say? Why would I be saying Joe Rogan? Ow. Where'd the other egg go? There it is. Oh. Okay, fine. Put it there, I guess. You do? Oh my god, that's amazing! Is it a Comic-Con? Like, what's happening? Explain this to me. Like I was 5. That's so dope. That's so cool. I'm gonna sell this too. 9:30. Oh, Sebby! Sebby, can I break into your room so you can break into mine? Where is he? Where? He... Oh, okay. I gotta go by the community center. What do you mean he's out of his house? What do you mean? What do you mean? Also, I don't know if this is gonna work just based off of the fact that you don't start at 0 hearts with him. So, like, maybe I could force it to start with 0 hearts and maybe it'll go from there. Hi. Tomorrow we'll all be gathering at the docks to see the migration of the moonlight jellies. I think it starts at 10 o'clock. Why aren't you stalking me? Take this. I don't know. Got 2 doors to his room. Do I have too high of a friendship with him? I'm so sad. I'm so sad. All right. We'll still have to try it next week, but in the meantime, can we break into Astarian's cabin? Maybe? And propose? Worst mod ever. That's so exciting, though. Does he have 2 doors? I don't remember that. Hi, I smell a barbecue. I mean, you shouldn't, because I don't have one. Here, take this mussel. You're welcome. I'm there for you. Does he get sunlight? Hi! Hey, darling can't have just a bite. A small one? No? Fine. You can take the whole neck! Who said no to you? It wasn't me! Go ahead! Have at it, baby! Hi! The whole neck. Here, you know what? I'm gonna put this around your neck. What do you think about this? I accept. Yay! I'll set everything up. We'll have the ceremony in 3 days, okay? Okay. Astarian said yes! We got our first matrimony, homie. I told you, I'm gonna start collecting them. Like Pokemon cards. A man who will plan the wedding. You'll love to see it. Squirrel loaf. Is it an actual squirrel? You're so welcome here. I'm gonna give you 2. I wonder if his room's gonna look different. I guess we can find out together. I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. Emphasis on first. Yes. Emphasis on first. Why am I going there? Wow, there were a lot of sweet peas around today. Why are all the sweet peas dropping like flies? Today's Stardew stream is subtitled Becoming a Starian's Capri Sun. Chaotic, it's true. And then tomorrow, when we play Baldur's Gate 3 with our mods, surprise mods, not our mods, like the surprise mods, it'll also be subtitled Becoming a Starian's Capri Sun. We've got a branding to our last 2 streams of the week now, you see? What's up, Zam? Hi! How's it going? How you doing? Oh, I guess apparently I can't sell the dwarvish helm. All right, fine, bitch. I still need more money. 20K. This is unbelievable. We're gonna have to go back and fish for the rest of the day. Unbelievable. I'm gonna sell the ore too. I know I shouldn't, but too bad about it. No, you're a sweet pea. Everybody in here is a sweet pea. T&V, no you. Adds becoming a juice box to the bucket list. There it is. My one aspiration in life. You, Roars! I'm so excited for you. It does work too good. Sam, I hope you do too, sweetheart. I'm sending love. We're doing pretty good today. I'm still kind of feeling it. I'm not at 100%, but I'm at like 90%, so I'll take that. But it's been a pretty decent Thursday here. Don't want that. Damn, I should have taken it because I could have sold it, huh? Not thinking big picture, pals. Disgusting. I can sell this. Yeah, you know what? We got a beautiful heck room in our Discord where you can ask for advice or vent. This goes for everybody in here. I love utilizing it myself. Sometimes I just want to scream into the void and I want people to just listen. Decent Thursdays are all one can ask for sometimes. Yeah. You know, you need a good Friday Eve to set the tone for the weekend. If your Thursday is off whack, that means your Friday's off whack and your weekend's gonna be off whack. It's not great. So I'm feeling pretty good. I finished most of what I wanted to before stream today even started, so Kip just needs to install the Baldur's Gate 3 mods tonight and then we'll be good to go. I am nervous about it not working, but we'll hit that bridge if we hit that bridge. If we need to postpone it or if we need to do it without mods, we'll figure that out, but I'm just hoping everything works well. Mostly because Kip has never modded anything. Well, Kip has modded stuff before, but not through Baldur's Gate 3. And usually when you mod stuff, you see the stuff right away, but from what y'all have blanket told me you've suggested for mods, I think we won't be able to see if they are working until we get to certain checkpoints in the game. So that's why I'm, like, nervous about it. So hopefully everything works out okay. Where the hell is Willie? Is he just not working today? That was a waste of time. Pretty much? Okay. So you just gotta hope for the best, right? Literally selling everything. You can't stop me. Thanks, Ani! How are you doing today? Thanks for liking it. It's my little Stardew chickie. It's my little friend. Windows update broke your mouse and keyboard? No! Your work one or are you home? You got the keyboard fixed, but we're still working on the mouse. I'm so sorry. How did that break? Windows updates usually break my audio. Oh my god, I hate it. I have to reset everything. I have to redo OBS. I have to redo my mixer. All my regular settings get screwed up every single time. You couldn't defer to a later date. Oh, you mean how I keep pushing mine off for like 3 to 4 months at a time? No. Not at all. Glad to have you, Ani. Glad to have you here. You know you're more than welcome. This goes for everybody in here, too. You don't have to be here every day. Come and choose as you please. We will always appreciate your time spent here. Time is finite. So any time that you choose to be here, whether it's chatting to us or lurking, it's wonderful. Work won't give you a PC, so it's your laptop. Awful. I'm sorry. You pushed it for 2 weeks and updated while you were in a meeting. At a certain point, you can only keep pushing it, and then it's like, I'm just gonna auto-update. Screw you. I hate it. Y'all think we can get 8K gold today from all the fish we've been fishing up? I think we can. Also, Also, if I proposed to Astarian today and he said 3 days, right? That's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Ceremony Tuesday. Just want to remember. Who's coming on in? Jason! Thank you so much for that brand new sub. Excuse me? Thank you, thank you. Thanks for enjoying the show, sweetheart. If you've got the spoons and you want to, make sure to fill out the PP form. And I will get a sticker out to you in the mail. Thank you for the support. Thank you, thank you. Hell yeah. Y'all, we've had so many brand new people subbing like the last few weeks. That really means a lot to me. Isn't it cool? I've got it on my list for the Stardew Valley mods if you do want to check it out. But it's great. You can still do the mini game. You can do whatever you want to do, but I completely undo the mini game. What is happening? Jason, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Oh my god, thank you. Hello? Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. Hope you enjoy your fishing that we just did too. Thank you, thank you. Y'all, if you're just gifted out a sub and you're in here from Jason, make sure to give a big ol' thank you in the chat. It's because it's a mod, Zam. It's a mod. It's a fishing mod. It's, I forget how you pronounce it. Edie's fishing mod. It's in my mods list. I love the wild Isabel. She looks so unhinged. Thanks, Jason. Thanks so much. Thanks for enjoying the show. It's all good, Zam. Yeah, I'm talking about the mods. That's why I'm fishing like this. Yeah. I promise. It's not you. But it is the mods. It's been a while since we had a hype train, right? Oh, you mean it's been, I don't know, an hour? Y'all truly. Truly. Anything else we wanted to do today? I got everything else watered. Yeah, I'm just working on money right now. That's all we need. Let's just go to bed. Let's go to bed and we'll take a break. I'm sorry. Whose room is this? Is this Astarian's room? Since when did I have a room here? My man already said, you know, we're getting married. I'm moving in already. It seems very Elliot-coded, but also some hints of Astarian. But I don't know if it's my mods or not. He moved in faster than the lesbians do. He got that U-Haul the day that we met and was just waiting to use it. Truly. Good for him, though. I mean, I would do the same thing. I would. Did you just have diarrhea in my chicken hut? What is that? What was that? What happened to my chickens? She just shit everywhere. What happened? We gotta go. We gotta see what's happening. I'm concerned for them. Oh my god. What do you mean you'll see? I don't want to see anything. I don't want to be cleaning this up. Yeah, moonlight jellies. Okay. I might go. I might skip. I don't know what I'm in the mood for. What up? All right. My chickens seem fine. Oh, no kidding! It's a void egg! Cool! Thanks for shitting on my chickens, Swamp Witch! Oh my god, and we got duck eggs too! Amazing! Wow, this is a lot better than I originally anticipated. This is great. Okay, so... Wait, do I already have a thing? Is this... Ah! We're gonna have a void chicken! That's exciting. Okay, I take it back. I take it back. Thanks for shitting everywhere. That's very nice of her. Now I can hatch my own toothless. Yeah! Okay, is everybody doing good? All right, everybody's doing fine over here. Look at all my babies. Just peed everywhere. That probably would have been better. You still haven't had that happen? So is it a chance then? I didn't know that. I've played this so many years now, and this is the first time that I've ever had a void chicken. That was my first time. Hi, Caitlin! Thank you so much. I'm very happy with it. I'm very, very happy. Also, we have enough to do our upgraded deluxe coupe today. Oh, is that gonna screw up our void chicken or no? Would that be okay? Will that be fine? We already have enough for all these, and I already still have a pepper for George, right? Yeah, I'll give him a nice golden pepper for his knee. He deserves it. He deserves it. It's a random event. So, I had never, up until this point, ever had it happen to me. I've gotten the living hat, which I know is random, but I've never gotten the trash bin hat. So I'm hoping in this playthrough or the one with Shella, yeah, I'll get it. I want it so bad. I want it so bad. Stardew Valley, I've been such a good girl. I've only harassed Clunt. Everybody else has gotten mostly nice gifts. I'm marrying a Starian. Gib. Gib, let me have Gib. Thanks, Chaotic. You must have witch luck because you get the witch flying over your farm at least once a season. Are you serious? Do you have anything in your name that could trigger that? Wow. Cool. Violet, please. Chat said it. I just went along with it. Stupid. Why did we say stupid Tamlin? I mean, you're not wrong, but why? Tamlin just standing there looking all idiotic. Harassing Clunt is a rite of passage. Oh, absolutely. You have to do that or you're not a true Stardew Valley player. Dandelion, tulip, albacore. Do I need the chanterelle? I don't think so. Oh, that's pretty. I don't think I need that. Quality crops, animal bundle. I need a sunflower and an aquamarine. Aquamarine we could get. Nautilus shell. Oh, shit. That's at the beach, but isn't that at the beach in the winter time? Or am I making that stuff up? I know it's not the summertime, but is it fall or winter? I don't remember. You like to stand in front of Clint whenever he's walking somewhere? Yeah, make it as obvious as possible that you've had enough of his shit. Took you long enough. Well, it's good and spicy at least, thanks. I'm not moving. I'm like a boulder. Oh, fuck you, George. Me, you're not going anywhere. Mows me down. All right, well, that worked out well. Thanks for the 200 gold. Oh, God. That was not the one that I wanted. There we go. I'm so upset. How dare he? Of Atla, yeah? Hi. I would like a deluxe barn, please. Oh, I didn't. Wait. There we go. Oh, I need the stone. God damn it. I didn't take my stone. Don't be mad at me. I said, don't be mad at me. It's not over here either. We go back again. Was it that funny? Did you enjoy it? Wow, enough to clip it. Big coop. Big money, big coop. Big money, big coop. Thanks, Robin. The boulder has decided to change his mind. You're the boulder. Yeah, apparently so. Not a huge fan, but like, what can you do? I suppose. Oh my god, we also gotta pick up bread. Our bread recipe. Why did I go around like that? Queen of Sauce. Thanks for teaching me how to cook bread. So the deluxe barn then is gonna be 25K and then something, 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 something. Can I go back to Robin and see what it would be, or she's just already gone? Damn. Can anybody tell me what it is? It's 25K. How much wood and how much stone? Just so I can have that down and we can start working on that again. That would be mighty helpful. Oh my god. Here, you know what? Here you go, Linus. Enjoy. Thanks, Golden. I'm like a boulder. Well, I was momentarily until I wasn't. Whoopsies. Okay, pals, we're gonna take a quick break so I can walk myself around the house again and get up and stretch. I also need to see when our groceries are getting delivered. They might already be here. I'm gonna check on that too. Why does my Spotify keep pausing? It's playing now? That's so weird. I've been having Spotify issues today. No, I need a deluxe barn. So I just finished building the deluxe coop, Ani. So, I'm sorry. Well, I finished the supplies I need for it, but Robin's going to be working on that for the next 3 days. But I want to start gathering the supplies that I need for the deluxe barn. Anybody can help me out with that so I don't have to tab out again. That'd be great! BRP question for you. Have you eaten lunch today? And if so, what did you eat? Let me know. All right. I will be right back. Bye. Hello, we are back. I just to let everybody know what's going on. I got up from my chair and got like a wave of nausea, and I have a headache coming on. So I think I'm gonna call it a little bit early today. Not right now, but I'll see how I'm feeling. I'd like to go until at least 4, and if not, we'll finish up this Stardew Valley day and see how I'm feeling. Okay? Oh my god, I hope you didn't get charged for that, Moon Witch. Goodness. No, no, no. Hate to see that. What y'all have for lunch today? Ramen, chicken nuggets, sandwich, subs, garden salad. Oh my god, that sounds good. Leftover Moe's. What does Moe's sell? Is that like, it's Mexican food? That sounds good. Sounds really good. You fixed it, good. Oh yeah, doc. Hydration. That's probably my problem today. Whoopsies. I know. Yell at me. I took care of myself really well yesterday. Today not so much. Smuddles! Thank you so much for the resub! Happy 8 months, darling. Make sure to fill out the PP form. You are a legend and a scholar, and I hope that your day is as amazing as you are. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hydrate. Oh, you mean to have water that I don't have at my desk right now? I'm sorry. Don't yell at me. Ah, bean juice. I honestly should have like a Gatorade after stream. Down that, and then I'll be good to go. Listen, I can take a headache. As long as it's not a migraine, as long as it doesn't turn into one, I'm fine. But honestly, I feel like I'm due for one. It's been several months since I've had a migraine, so maybe this might be the day. Better to sip than to gulp. Around here, the only thing we guzzle is mayo. Other than that, we just sip politely, without fear or consequence. I haven't seen, I've seen it in the mines. It is large and in charge in the mines. Honestly, the correct way to play. Mayo? Yeah, guzzle the mayo. What's wrong with guzzling mayo? Do we have mayo haters in here? Is this become Mayo Haters Anonymous? Hi, Manda. You've had a bad headache all day, too. No. What's wrong with us? Why are we the way that we are? I hate so much about what we choose to be. Oh, I got a mystery box. I wonder what's inside my box. Everybody shut up. Did I tell you what I tried the other night? Princess, you like mayo? You might like this one. I saw a really weird recipe on TikTok, and I was like, I gotta try this using what I have at home. Okay, this is gonna sound really weird, but it's good. It's basically like a tuna melt minus the tuna. So I made a grilled cheese in a frying pan, and I put mayo on the outside instead of butter, and then I put mayo on the inside on the bread, just thin, not thick, thin. Then put my cheese on there. It tasted so flippin' good. The one on TikTok was supposed to include like fruit in it, but I didn't have any fruit. The only fruit in this household is me and Kip. That's a joke. Anyway, it was delicious though, and I really enjoyed it. And maybe if you too are not afraid of mayo, then you should try it. Or I guess, you know, if you do have fruit in the house that, you know, is not you, to try it. Oh, I got a strange bun! I got 3 of those? Holy crap. I thought that drop rate was supposed to be low. It was so yummy. It's a grilled cheese, in essence, yes. But with mayo on it. A grilled cheese with mayo. But the correct way is you're supposed to have some sort of fruit in between the cheese. I think the person on TikTok used blueberries. Yeah. A tuna melt without tuna is grilled cheese. You're correct, but there's mayo. I feel like most people don't put mayo on their grilled cheese, unless they do, and I've been doing it wrong. I hate mayo, but you popped off. I mean, I did what I could. Yeah, fruit. Have you ever had fruit with cheese? Have you ever had, like, grapes with cheese? Like, with a cheese board? Oh my god, it's like next level. It's so good. Somebody was doing something right when they discovered that. Or they just said to themselves one day, I will cause problems on purpose and make everybody uncomfortable with this meal. I don't know what they chose, but they chose correctly. Because it's like a tuna melt. It's a tuna melt without tuna. A tuna melt has mayo. Who's making tuna melts with sans mayo? We gotta talk. Like, do you not do like a proper tuna salad with your tuna melts? Fruit is weird. I don't know. I think with blueberries it would taste good. That would remind me of like a cheesy blueberry muffin. But again, maybe I'm weird. Damn, this is so big. Fruity cheesy melt. Excuse me, I have a name. My name is Violet. Cozy, thanks for the clip. I appreciate it. Fruit and cheese, yes. Fruit, cheese, and mayo? That's no for me, dog. Chaotic's like, I have to draw the line somewhere. Don't do this to me, Violet. You gotta admit, though, this is somewhat better than me dipping my Oreos in water. Discuss. Are you...
What?
Hi.
Butter?
You just found this out? Kip just found out I dipped my Oreos in water. I haven't had Oreos in 2 years. It doesn't matter anymore. Charlotte. Charlotte supports me. You're declaring divorce? Bye. I just got divorced live on stream. So anyway, is my mayo grilled cheese better than that? Hi, Kip. Bye, Kip. There's some people in this country that cannot legally serve apple pie with a slice of melted cheddar cheese. Wait, is that a thing that people do? Is that a thing in some parts of this country? I mean, I can forgive the Oreo thing. This is worse? We knew this for so long. Apparently you knew something that my spouse didn't. How's that make you feel, chat? Worse. God damn it. We were doing so good. The water Oreos are better? Really? Now y'all gotta be lying to me. This has gone too far. Well, yeah. I thought they knew. That's how long it's been, though. Like I said, since we've had Oreos in this house. I used to have them very often in the house. Hi, Allie! You got Krobus all moved in, and you're so happy. I'm so happy for you. We proposed to Astarion today. Oh, no. We proposed to Astarion. Astarion said yes. And our marriage ceremony is going to be on Tuesday. So whenever the next time we play the save will be. We'll be having our wedding. Marrying Astarion. My little vampy boy. Anything good? Anything good? Got some geodes. Damn. Want a trinket. Yeah, we have the Baldur's Gate 3 mods in the game. So we've got Astarion, Karlak, and Gale so far. I think the next one the modder is working on is for Will. Oh, space boots. Space boots. I'm gonna just get rid of those. Oh my god, wait, a new sword? A holy blade? Gib. I'm gonna go to the farm and then we're gonna go back out because I want to sell some stuff. I'll append my post mods. The line in the sand is lined with split peas. God, ain't that the truth. Horrible, horrible behavior. I'm gonna keep the strange bun. I should keep that stuff. I'm gonna sell that. Oh my god, I need this. I gotta put this away. You're a Dance of the Moonlight Jelly. So the ones for Baldur's Gate 3, they are replacement mods. So Astarion replaces Elliot, Karlak replaces Leah, and then Gale replaces the wizard. Yeah. So they're not in addition to, they're in replacement of. So it's still kind of cool, but also kind of sad. Because I still wish I could have the original characters with us. But that's okay. That's alright. That's okay. I'm throwing valuable things in the trash while you have chest anywhere. I forgot that I had that. I forgot. I need to go sell this at the Adventurers Guild anyway. Oh! A starting gale. It takes me back to our traveling days, drinking over a campfire like this. Ah! That's true. I've missed our little late night trysts, Gale. What? Behave yourself, Astarion, and put those fangs away. Ah! You're no fun, Gale. I was only joking around. Clearly, I've hit a nerve. What has you so tense, wizard? Is it that farmer that seems to have caught your gaze? Ah, so you have noticed. There's room enough for me all. Hard not to notice. Your brooding is becoming unbearable, and that's coming from me. They're quite enchanting, aren't they? Go on. It seems we have an unexpected guest in our camp, Astarion. I was just here in the corner. Come closer, Vi. Please do join us. Do I start playing the music now or later? Hi. We were just talking about you, Vi. Okay. In front of Linus's tent? It seems that I'm not the only one who has noticed the way the weave swirls around you. Though he may not be a master of arcane knowledge, Astarion spent enough time around magic to notice when somebody is at one with the weave. It's curious indeed. You're not versed in magic, yet the weave seems to be awaiting you, as though it's eager for you to call upon it. Seek me if you would like to learn more, Vi. Until then, have a good evening. Oh, I'll seek ya. I will seek you out. I can't be the only one that thought that we were going to have like a... Never mind. No? Come closer. I mean, I wasn't expecting to have a conversation about the weave there, though. I honestly thought there would be no talking. More fangs. More Gale getting in... Never mind. How's everybody doing? You are correct. Ani, yeah. So, we got 3 characters from Baldur's Gate 3 in the game. Yeah. And if you want to check that out, it's on my Stardew Valley's mods list. We were all thinking the same thing, like, where is this going? Violet Nerd Camper. I'm speaking the truth. More clothes being ripped, I mean, right? Damn. Golden, thank you. I was hoping that was going to get clipped. Here you go. There you go. Do I have enough time to go back in? Probably not. All right, we'll go home. We'll go home. What a way to end the stream. Well, I'm great now. I'm glad. Hey, my whole proficiency went up. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Level 8 farming, I can make a keg now, oil maker, and deluxe speed grow. That's good. Woohoo! Some point. Oh, it's fall year 1. Okay, we're going to have to remember this next time. We're going to have to get all the fall stuff. I'm not going to do it today with my headache. We'll remember this next time. It's officially fall. Do you want to at least see what it looks like? You want to just see what it looks like in the game? Oh my god. The coloring of the grass with the mushies and my recolor. Shut up. This looks so pretty. This looks so pretty! Y'all, this looks nice, right? Come on. This looks good. Put it in the notes. Will it save from here, though, if this day doesn't save? I guess I'll try. All seeds. And I need fertilizer on corn and pumpkins. Because I need the starred. 5-starred. We'll try it. We'll see if it saves. It's so pretty. Hi, Lilac! Less clothes, more fangs, less clothes, more fangs. That's all we're asking for. That's it. Isn't it pretty? All right, pals, listen. Normally we do longer streams. I gotta call it today. My headache is really starting to turn into potentially a migraine. So, while I still have my eyesight right now, it's like I'm starting to go like blurry. Oh my god. We're gonna call it. I'm gonna try and nurse my headache. Kip is installing the Baldur's Gate 3 mods tonight. If we have any problems, I'll let you know tonight and I'll ping the Discord. I don't foresee any, but still. So I hope all of them go in nice and easy. And if not, we'll find that out tomorrow while we're playing Baldur's Gate 3, okay? So tomorrow, we've got the Kindle cover giveaway from Plants. We've got Teacher Violet, 1984, for about maybe an hour. Then we're Baldur-gating the rest of the day. So we'll see Stardew Valley next week, okay? Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you so much for all the subs and the bits and the gifted subs and the resubs and for the follows and for the lurks and hanging out. Just truly, truly thank you. Beyond belief, thank you. I love you so much. I will see you tomorrow, okay? Be good and kind to yourselves and each other. I will see you then. Bye, Lulu. Bye, Moonwitch. B, thank you for the resub. I love you. Happy 13 months. B, make sure to fill out the PP form, okay? I'm going, but y'all stay. Y'all stay and have a good time. I don't know where you're going, but... Bye, Crafty. Bye, Chaotic. Bye, Willie. Bye, Prudence. Bye, Megan. Bye, Simmer. B, thank you again. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.